U.S. Attorney's Office for the Eastern District of Washington, the National Security Division have charged 2 Chinese hackers working with the Chinese Ministry of State Security, including the Guangdong State Security Department, GSSD, of the MSS, with a sweeping global computer intrusion campaign. The campaign targeted intellectual property and confidential business information held by the private sector, including COVID-19 related treatment, testing, and vaccines. The hackers also targeted the online accounts of non-government organizations and individual dissidents, clergy, and democratic and human rights activists in the United States, China, and Hong Kong. According to the indictment, these malicious cyber activities began more than 10 years ago and were ongoing as of the date of the indictment. During that time, the hackers stole terabytes of data from hundreds of targets, establishing themselves as a prolific threat to U.S. and foreign networks. The activities outlined in the indictment are concrete examples of 2 concerning trends. First, and one we've seen for some time, China is using cyber intrusions as part of its rob, replicate, and replace strategy to technological development. Second, and one that is perhaps less appreciated by the public and international partners, China is providing a safe haven for criminal hackers who, as in this case, are hacking in part for their own personal gain, but willing to help the state and on call to do so. China's anti-competitive behavior and flagrant disregard for their promises not to engage in cyber-enabled intellectual property theft is not just a domestic issue, it is a global issue. The indictment alleges activity against companies in at least 10 countries around the world. The indictment shows very clearly that no country is immune. Any country with a successful company or industry must be on guard and prepared to protect itself.
US Secretary of State Mike Pompeo used his trip to London on Tuesday to urge other countries to follow Britain's example and push back against China. Pompeo first met with British Prime Minister Boris Johnson before holding a news conference with Foreign Secretary Dominic Raab.
Rather than helping the world, General Secretary Xi has shown the world the party's true face. We talked about how we've seen Hong Kong's freedoms crushed. We've watched the CCP bully its neighbors, militarized features in the South China Sea, and instigate a deadly confrontation with India. We think that the entire world needs to work together to ensure that every country, including China, behaves in the international system in ways that are appropriate and consistent with the international order. You can't go make claims for maritime regions that you have no lawful claim to.
Pompeo directly referred to the ruling Chinese Communist Party as a threat and praised the UK for deciding to drop Chinese telecoms firm Huawei from its 5G network. For his part, Raab said the United States and other allies needed to stand up for their values on the international stage amid ratcheting tensions with both China.
This July marks 1 year since my confirmation hearing, where I pledged that my top priority as Secretary would be implementing the National Defense Strategy in an era of great power competition and focusing the department on our priority theater, the Indo-Pacific. I'm proud to report that we've made great progress in this regard, including the steps we've taken to deliver on the 3 pillars of our Indo-Pacific strategy: preparedness, strengthening partnerships, and promoting a more networked region. Together, these efforts will prepare our military for future high-intensity conflicts against near-peer rivals that we hope we never need to fight, but must be prepared to defeat. The devastating worldwide impact of the coronavirus outbreak reinforces the necessity of a rules-based international order rooted in transparency, openness, honesty, and other shared values. In this era of globalization, the antidote to a viral contagion is communication and collaboration, not disinformation and deception. For this reason, I am concerned that while the United States and our partners focus on supporting one another in these challenging times, the Chinese Communist Party continues to engage in systematic rule-breaking, coercion, and other malign activities. And most concerning to me, the People's Liberation Army continues its aggressive behavior in the East and South China Seas, including sinking a Vietnamese fishing boat, harassing Malaysian oil and gas development, escorting Chinese fishing fleets into Indonesia's claimed exclusive economic zone, and militarizing occupied features in direct contravention of China's commitments under international law. In doing so, the CCP has bullied ASEAN nations out of an estimated $2.6 trillion in potential offshore oil and gas revenue, not to mention access to fishing grounds that millions of people depend on for their livelihoods.
安徽六安市裕安区固镇镇以生产羽绒闻名的该镇，从7月19号开始遭遇特大洪灾，10多个村庄被淹，道路中断，全镇至今已泡在水中3天，成为孤岛。当地居民透露，上游水库泄洪没有通知，当地老人都说一辈子没见过这么大的水。目前撤离的人不到1/3，上万人仍被洪水围困。
也第3年了，没有东西吃。现在停水停电，什么都没有，必须全部是泡汤了。水从上面水库灌下来的吧，真是巨大，农田全部淹掉了，一楼全部淹掉了吗？有的厂里边的油全部被水冲走了，上亿冲走了。我们这个是长江与淮河之间，两边夹击，水是基本上是排不掉了。
近日有视频介绍，安徽安庆市宝英村是一个四面环水的江心洲，因为长江流域水位持续上涨，水库泄洪，11号晚上起全村被淹，7处民房倒塌。村支书沉痛地表示，1300亩农田、鱼塘、公共设施全军覆没，村民胡春霞种的60亩瓜篓全被淹，损失惨重。
这个瓜篓一样，损失在将近30万，如果把瓜根算起来，应该有70-80万，还有200亩大豆，20多万。我家以前是扎花厂，我还有一套扎花设备，我那一套设备就100多万。
就你把所有东西加起来大概是多少？300多万。心里面羡慕了，没办法，你看舍小家不大家，所以我当时看到那个房子倒的时候，我都真的都想往水里跳了，因为看见那个场景，一排一排的往下倒。
位于鄱阳湖东岸的江西九江市湖口县刘芳乡多个村庄，自8号以来一直泡在水中。20号有网友探视当地青年村，现场视频显示，大面积和农田房屋被淹，村民靠橡皮艇出入，整排1楼的房子都进水。
我们觉得2米也排不了的，因为我们跟鄱阳湖跟长江都是通的，整它的水退了之后，我们在这损失比较重一点，冲走了一部分，也搬走了一部分，比较不牢固的房子可能会受损。
来，搂着你。
这个水还在涨，我刚刚听别人说，他说水不是在退，在涨，太吓人了。这个洪水真是要害死人了，看一下，这里本来都是居民区，中间看那个河坝那里看到吗？那里就是一条河，现在河跟这边居民区都平了，现在这边就成了一片汪洋了。你看那个河，看那个河的扶手那里全是垃圾，那个地方那里是一个桥，本来这下去起码还有10来20米吧，那么高，现在都快把铁路淹掉了。
大家看啊，桥坡安完的，安平桥的看到不得？桥面安完的哈，那不得了哦，整个桥面全部安完。
这个对面啊，以前是120米的，现在好嘛还有30米左右已经，坡道全部堵死。现在这个在治一条大河啊，已经堵平那个对面岸上大，比桥坡的桥都还高些了。那个搞不好的那个黑天。
河里的水又在涨不少的，这是第5次防洪警报，第5次。这次真的不是活事儿啊，喊后果找不到上过。
那个水已经截流了啊，水已经完全不动了，水不动了。然后这边的话也是特别的拥堵啊， 全都是为了跑路啊。
不是把你病都抽了还说起，你说给多少抽出来？昨天啊，
这东西都没拿出来。
晓得啦？我赶紧说不中，还是知道等拿出来了你。
妈。对。
我那个空调、冰箱、狮子什么东西都没了嘛，在家子也没了。
慢慢去，营地里，台北营地里，收。
他就要的，你看看一帮人觉得这亚麻染业务全在这呢，这是假话，你看看。真的。现在房价是要跑多少？多少月才要来？你他妈都跟干啥似的了？
亚麻，哈尔滨亚麻小区啊，早市，管理人员打卖货的。
我是龙泉一区东安街道顶湖市村23组村民。今天早晨9点半，在我们知青的情况，东安街道带领同志和社会贤达人员对我们房屋进行强制，没有任何手续。在我们打了12315市长热线之后，这伙人仓皇逃走。现在我们房子已经拆成一片狼藉，说现在我们无家可归。
强制这个事我们不知道啊，既然我们不知道，我也不知道有强制这个事情。后来问我们组长了，他说就是你要有啥问题找我们龙泉一区委宣传部。
我这儿是宣传部办公室，我今天我都不清楚这个事。你具体要问那个，比如说政府办那边嘛，你先问一下这边嘛。
我们哪晓得这个事情呢？这个事情我们搞不清，知道吧？哦。
哪一个方向？你的站在哪里？在哪里？你自己说。哪里都有吗？哪里现在又去哪里？我带你过去。你现在又去哪里？对，你要去哪里？是这个方向吗？可以了，你不知道？那你要是为什么讲这个方向可以去啊？
我在这里兜了头都昏了，给你们
不要关机，这个方向走。
这里走，对不对？你们执法我支持，但是问题是犯法的是你们。
Houston firefighters and police responding to the Chinese consulate in Montrose after reports of a fire.
Crews were called to the building off Montrose and Herald around 8:20 tonight, and that's where Channel 2's Michael Laparty is live right now. And Michael, we're told Houston first responders weren't even able to set foot on that property tonight.
That's my understanding, Chris and Dominique. I'm told that firefighters and police officers, they responded. Obviously, you can see them behind me, but did not actually go into the property. And right now, obviously, you see there's still fire crews out here in front of the building. And just a few minutes ago, you could still smell that sort of smoke burning smell in the area. Now, the consulate is next to at least 2 tall buildings. We have a view from above that shows what looks like several bins or containers on fire in an open area in the center of the property. On the left, there's a person who appears to be going through some papers or maybe some files. Now, we want to go to another video. There's another video from above that shows people in that open area with hoses putting out the fire. Law enforcement on scene tells me that people in the neighboring buildings reported seeing people tossing things into those containers. Now let's continue to what it looked like when we arrived, and there was a ladder truck in front of the consulate, and it was extended over the front of the building where the flag is. There were quite a few firefighters out here. I'm told fire officials made contact with people inside the building. They said everything was fine. We spoke with a man who says he arrived here about the same time first responders did.
You could just smell the paper burning. There's a smell of paper burning. But all the firefighters were just surrounding the building. They couldn't go inside.
Back live, you can see there are some lights on towards the top of the building, and obviously fire officials still out here on the scene at this hour, just keeping an eye on things so far. That's what we know so far. This is a developing situation. We'll keep you updated as we learn more out here.
We have some new details coming in about a fire burning at the Chinese consulate here in Houston. We go live now to our Randy Wallace. He is in Montrose. And Randy, we're hearing about documents being burned. What more are they telling you down there?
Yeah, this is a very kind of strange situation, Caitlin. This is what we know. We're here at the Chinese consulate at 3414 Montrose. There was a call to 911 earlier this evening about a fire. Now, what we understand is some classified documents, according to HPD, was apparently being burned in the courtyard of the consulate here. You can't see the courtyard. It's apparently behind the doors there, and it's sort of in the middle of the building, and you can't see it from the outside. Now, keep in mind, because this is a consulate that's Chinese sovereignty, they can say who and who cannot go into the building. They are not allowing HFD, the fire department, in the building, and they're not allowing HPD, the police department, in the building. From what we understand from HPD, the consulate is being evicted from this location. They have to be out of here by 4 p.m. Friday, and apparently they were burning some classified documents, apparently because they didn't want anybody to get their hands on these documents. The big question is why? Why is the Chinese consulate being evicted from this building? Why do they have to be out at 4 p.m. Friday? When we asked HPD that question, they referred us to the State Department or the President of the United States. So we really have no answer yet as to why the Chinese consulate is being evicted from this building. Of course, we're going to continue to look into this. It could be a few days before we know anything, but we're going to get to the bottom of it.
So that's I give you a suggestion. You need to talk to American Wall Street media. Everybody forgot the election, forgot your share market, don't talk economy. Oh, this is too ridiculous to talk economy. Stop American people to die. There's only one, this is your goal. Only one you need to do. This is your priority. Go to CCP, only I decap, army here, only one, give me truth. That's find out solution, truth can solve the coronavirus, can stop American people to die. Only one solution. That's my personally. I'm so stupid. Don't listen to me, but you try.
If you believe the American people don't stand up and do that, how will CCP view that? Will they view that as terminal weakness, that America's too cowardly, too afraid, too captured, too bought off, too living off the slave labor in China, that for some reason America, and particularly the American elites, don't want to do this? Do you think they will view this as ultimate weakness?
If you do this, you get as a CCP win 3F. Make American wear, economy wear, share wear, your country wear, and American unstable, American people die. This is why I think if you don't do this quickly, not is month to month, not quickly, American shares 50% come down. American is the people, not is the 100,000 people. I guarantee more than million people. I guarantee you, I'm here. After 6 months, you see me here. Even I'm wrong, you kill me easy. There's a liar, threaten. This okay. I guarantee even you don't quickly action, go to CCP, give me the truth, give me the every information. American have best sense in America. Find out solve the solution, stop American people to die, risk the world. Even don't do this, American people more than 10 times, 100 times people to die. That's IMC. As the now CCP in the 70 years in China, until to now, never change the ID knowledge and how can control the Chinese. They never think you die is a problem. You die, you die, more people die. The Chinese have philosophy, natural disaster and more people die, it can make your regime more stronger. So Wen Jiabao is go to Sichuan, is go to the 300,000 people get earthquake die. Wen Jiabao first talk, please, we are always history. Natural disaster coming can make a weak country bigger. They never say you die, I'm a people. They never. So that's the.
Hold on, they're totally indifferent. You're saying they're indifferent to the deaths of Chinese people, and if they lose 10 million, 20 million, 30 million, it's not.
They don't care. Inside example now, it's last year. They know this is Gengzi year. China very feng shui tailor. Every Gengzi year, 60 years.
You're saying a 60-year cycle.
A cycle is Gengzi year, is change the regime, kill the king, revolution. They know this is disaster year. Also, every 30 year is a fault come back, always. So they before now, maybe there's some big raining, more water, the fault, maybe kill people. They say maybe good. You know why? China too many people. We don't need to pay too much money, and it's the food. I don't need to buy more food from America. They know definitely the big, 90 million members of the, regime. They know what's going to happen. They don't care. They just in the TV. Oh, I give you some of the water, show off. Give you some shoes. Give you 100 RMB, 1,000 RMB. They never think you die is a him problem. They never think you die is the country CCP loses the power.
If you die, it's your problem. Not the regime's problem.
They never always. This is a totally different, sir. You talk about here, and me, and Jackie, we're room talk this. I guarantee you, more than 80% of CCP think you are crazy. They die because of the natural disaster. Not my fault. Same China, no health care, no insurance system. Yesterday, tell me, my house, they get the house. How can I give the insurance? I say, sir. 0.003% have house insurance. They know insurance because insurance.
No health care, no retirement.
One hand,
no insurance policies, nothing.
Yeah, one hand is control all the finance. Another hand, insurance is CCP control. You die, they don't want to give you back money. They add knowledge. They think we are the correct. You are stupid, America. Why you care people die? Why you care the people get forced to die? They don't care. It's a natural disaster. Xi Jinping, now all the Central Committee in the where? July, all in the Beidai summer river.
Beidai is the summer resort where the regime goes. They could not possibly, in this crisis, be down at the summer resort. They have a pandemic that's still going on in China and a once-in-a-thousand-year flood. They could not be down. It's impossible that they're down having vacation.
The last 8 years, do you see one time Xi Jinping, Wang Jishan, go to China for flood, disaster, earthquake, Shanghai, it's the disaster coming under the coronavirus. Xi Jinping no one time go there. Wang Jishan never go there. Now maybe on the beach, bird the party, and one hand, another hand, bear the young girls. They don't care you people to die.
You're saying anything would do would be a photo op or just optics to make sure the people in the world media see that they care. They could care less about the Chinese people.
Yeah, sir, you need to watch the broadcast, everything.